Illuminated Bible Story Book for Young People by Elizabeth Morton. Printed in the U.S.A., copyright 1927, published by the John C. Winston Company, Chicago, Philadelphia, Toronto. Includes 20 colored illustrations. Today's reading is Moses Breaks the Tables of Stone. As Moses led the children of Israel through the wilderness to the Promised Land, he proved himself a great leader. And oftentimes God would call him away from the people and up on the mountain where he would be alone with God. Sometimes while Moses was on the mountaintop talking with God, the Israelites could see a flame of fire leaping up as if the mountain were smoking. They knew by this sign God was present on the mountain. But when several days passed and Moses did not return, the people grew discontented and restless. They even forgot their promise to their leader Moses that they would do what God told them. One day, in the plain below the mountain, the people were growing anxious, and they came in great crowds to Moses' brother Aaron. "We are tired of waiting for Moses to come down from the mountain to show us the way to the Promised Land," they cried angrily. "He led us into this lonely wilderness, and now we know not what has become of him. Make us gods that shall go before us and show us the way." Now Aaron was not brave and strong of will as Moses was. He feared the people and tried to please them by doing as they wished instead of being faithful to God and loyal to his brother. Perhaps he was afraid that they might try to kill him, and so instead of reminding them of God's promise, he said to them, "If you must have a God that you can see, then bring to me all the golden earrings that are in your ears, in the ears of your wives and your daughters." Then he took the gold that they had brought and melted it and formed it into a great golden calf. This he set up before the people. And then these foolish, wicked Israelites began to dance and feast and cry out, "This is the God, O Israel, which brought us out of the land of Egypt." As these ignorant people bowed and danced before this calf, they were breaking 2 of God's 10 commandments. They were breaking the first one, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me," and the second, which forbade them to worship anything that they made, calling it a god. And all this time they forgot that though their leader Moses could not see them, God could. He saw the golden calf, and he saw the people bowing down and worshiping it, and he was very, very angry. "The Israelites have sinned against me," he said to Moses. "They have made an idol for themselves, and they are worshiping it. They are not worthy to be called my people, and I shall destroy them all, and shall raise up another nation of your children to be my chosen people." But Moses pleaded hard for his people because he loved them, and because Moses besought God to forgive them, God did not destroy them. He sent Moses down to them, carrying with him the 2 stone tablets on which God had written the 10 commandments. As Moses went down the mountainside, Joshua joined him, and as they approached the valley and the cloud cleared before them, they could hear the shouting and singing. Then in a moment more they stood where they could see the camp, and in the midst of it the golden calf, with the people feasting and dancing and shouting before it. Moses was so angry when he saw all this wickedness that he cast the 2 tables of stone upon the rocks and broke them to pieces. He was sure that there was no use in bringing the 10 commandments on the tables of stone when the people had already broken 2 of them. How terror-stricken the Israelites must have been as they saw the tables dashed to pieces on the rocks and their angry leader rushing toward the camp. Moses then went down into the midst of the camp, and at once all the dancing stopped. He tore the golden calf down and burned it in the fire, and then ground it to powder and threw the dust into the water from which the children of Israel drank. He hoped that by doing this, he would teach the people to suffer punishment for having disobeyed the commandments.